Mental Fortitude. Unlock the strength to conquer any challenge. Written and published by Sonic Digest. At the heart of every remarkable achievement lies a force that is often overlooked: mental fortitude. It operates in silence, invisible to the eyes of others, yet it is the very foundation upon which every success is built. This strength isn't something that can be easily measured or quantified, but it quietly drives individuals to push beyond their limits, guiding them through the darkest moments. While physical prowess is celebrated and often admired, it is the mental resilience behind the scenes that allows people to endure challenges, keep moving forward, and transform setbacks into stepping stones. The unseen strength within each of us doesn't appear in grand displays. It reveals itself in subtle, often unnoticed ways. It's the voice inside that urges you to keep going when everything else tells you to stop. It's the decision to try again after failure, to adapt when circumstances change, and to remain steady when life is unpredictable. It is this internal force that shapes the trajectory of our lives. Without mental fortitude, even the most talented individuals can falter, as the ability to persist when the path grows tough is what truly defines lasting success, beyond the physical. We live in a world where physical endurance and strength are often put on a pedestal, celebrated as markers of ability and potential. Yet, those who have achieved greatness know that true power lies far beyond the limits of the body. Physical strength can only take us so far. It is the mind that truly determines how far we can go. When the body is fatigued, when the circumstances seem insurmountable, it is the strength of mind that propels us forward. Mental fortitude isn't about ignoring pain or pretending obstacles don't exist. It's about acknowledging the reality of challenges and still moving forward with resolve. When faced with adversity, those who rely solely on physical abilities can be broken by setbacks. The mind, however, possesses a deeper, more enduring strength, one that adapts, adjusts, and continues to find solutions long after the body has exhausted its resources. This is why mental strength outlasts the physical, and why those with a resilient mindset often achieve things others deem impossible. The body may tire, but the mind, when trained and honed, can push through even the toughest of conditions, guiding us toward triumph. The journey ahead. Unlocking mental fortitude is not a quick fix, nor is it something that happens overnight. It is a journey that requires commitment, self-reflection, and practice. The path toward mental resilience is one that every great individual has walked at some point in their life, whether consciously or unconsciously. It involves the cultivation of inner strength through daily actions, decisions, and perspectives that align with long-term growth. The journey ahead will offer principles that are designed to challenge the way you think, reshape how you perceive difficulty, and equip you with tools that strengthen your mental toughness. It is not about avoiding hardship, but about learning to thrive in it. You'll uncover strategies to handle uncertainty, maintain focus under pressure, and bounce back from failure. These practices will not only build your mental resilience, but will also transform your entire approach to life's challenges. This journey is one of empowerment. It will take you deep into the workings of the mind, where you will discover reserves of strength you didn't know you had. As you engage with the principles outlined in this book, you'll begin to see challenges as opportunities and obstacles as stepping stones to something greater. The mind has incredible potential, and through intentional practice, you can unlock a level of mental fortitude that will enable you to face any challenge with confidence, clarity, and unwavering resolve. Chapter 1. The Core of Endurance. Endurance, at its core, is not merely a product of physical stamina, but of an intricate mental framework that we construct over time. This mental architecture is the unseen scaffolding that supports us through adversity, a blend of deeply ingrained beliefs, perceptions, and mental patterns that shape our responses to challenges. It is the way our minds are structured that determines whether we crumble under pressure or rise to meet it. The building blocks of this architecture are not laid overnight. They are gradually formed through experiences, trials, and reflections. This internal framework is influenced by the stories we tell ourselves, the values we hold, and the perspectives we adopt. Those who possess a resilient mindset have nurtured mental blueprints that emphasize growth, adaptability, and an unwavering belief that challenges are stepping stones rather than obstacles. The mind is like a muscle. It grows stronger with deliberate training and exposure to resistance. As we continually challenge our mental limits, we reinforce this architecture, making it more robust and adaptable to the unpredictable nature of life. The true essence of mental endurance is rooted in the way we interpret difficulty. Some view setbacks as evidence of their limitations, while others see them as opportunities to test and expand their capacities. This psychological foundation is what separates those who persist and succeed from those who falter at the first sign of adversity. The strength of this mental structure is not determined by the absence of struggle, but by how we rebuild and reinforce it every time we face hardship. Inner resources. Every individual possesses an immense reservoir of inner strength, though these resources often lie dormant, waiting for the right conditions to be called upon. These untapped reserves are most visible in moments of crisis, when external support fades, and we are left to rely solely on ourselves. It is in these times that we discover the depth of our mental resilience, a force that far exceeds what we imagined ourselves capable of. Stress, fear, and uncertainty are the triggers that often bring these hidden reserves to the surface. However, the challenge lies not in merely reacting to these triggers, but in actively learning how to access and cultivate these internal resources during times of calm as well. Just as a well-trained athlete prepares their body for the demands of competition long before the game begins, so too must we prepare our minds to handle the pressures of life before they arise. This preparation isn't about stockpiling strength, but about creating the mental flexibility to adapt and draw upon the right resources when needed. The mind contains more capacity than we typically use. Through practices like mindfulness, deep reflection, and challenging our own perceived limits, we can tap into these inner resources more effectively. It's not that these reserves aren't there. It's that we often don't recognize their existence until circumstances force us to confront them. Those who master endurance have learned to summon these reserves not out of desperation, but out of intention, bringing the power of their internal strength to bear on both small and great challenges alike. Momentum from struggle. Struggle is not the enemy of progress. It is its catalyst. Each hardship we face is an opportunity to gather momentum. It may seem paradoxical, but adversity has a way of accelerating growth. The more we are tested, the more capable we become, and the very act of enduring difficult times builds the momentum that carries us forward. Momentum born from struggle is unlike any other kind. It's not the quick, fleeting burst of energy we feel from external motivation. It is a deep, sustained drive that comes from within, cultivated by our ability to navigate hardship and emerge stronger. The energy gained from overcoming challenges accumulates. Each time we push through a barrier, we reinforce the idea that we are capable of facing even greater obstacles. This momentum becomes self-sustaining, feeding off each previous victory no matter how small. The mind, like a well-oiled machine, learns to operate more efficiently, sharpening focus and increasing resilience with every challenge conquered. There is no clearer path to mastery of oneself, of one's goals, than the path forged by struggle. Those who embrace this truth are not weighed down by adversity. They are elevated by it. Their momentum builds not from external successes, but from an internal realization that every challenge is a necessary step towards something greater. They learn to thrive under pressure, using each obstacle as fuel for future success. Momentum once gained becomes unstoppable. Chapter 2. Crafting an Unshakable Mental Framework. Mind Shifts. Transforming your mental framework begins with a fundamental shift in perception, especially regarding failure and difficulty. Failure is often viewed as a roadblock, a sign of weakness or inadequacy. This perspective can be paralyzing, stifling growth, and encouraging a fear of trying. However, when failure is redefined as a necessary stepping stone towards success, it becomes a powerful tool for learning and growth. The realization that each setback carries valuable lessons creates a mindset that embraces challenges rather than fears them. To shift this perspective, it is essential to recognize that discomfort and difficulty are integral parts of any meaningful journey. Viewing struggles as opportunities fosters resilience, as it encourages a proactive approach to setbacks. Every challenge presents a chance to refine skills, adapt strategies, and build character. This shift cultivates an attitude of curiosity rather than dread, inspiring individuals to dive into experiences that may initially seem daunting. Additionally, the way we define success plays a critical role in shaping our mental framework. Instead of attaching success solely to outcomes, incorporating a focus on effort, progress, and personal development broadens the understanding of achievement. When the emphasis shifts from simply winning to appreciating the journey, individuals become more resilient in the face of obstacles. This broader definition nurtures a mindset that is unyielding, allowing people to pursue their goals with greater determination regardless of the hurdles that may arise. Mental energy management. In the pursuit of mental fortitude, mastering mental energy management is crucial. This involves harnessing focus and attention, transforming them into tools that support long-term resilience. The mind can be likened to a battery. How you direct and conserve your mental energy can significantly impact your performance during challenging times. Cultivating the ability to concentrate on what truly matters while minimizing distractions enables individuals to maintain a high level of mental clarity. The practice of prioritizing tasks, both in daily life and during times of stress, allows for more efficient use of mental resources. Identifying core objectives and aligning energy toward achieving them minimizes the drain that comes from scattering focus. Creating rituals that foster concentration can enhance this process, such as setting aside dedicated time for deep work or engaging in mindfulness practices that clear the mental clutter. By intentionally directing mental energy, individuals can build a sustainable framework for enduring challenges. Moreover, it is essential to recognize the role of rest and recovery in mental energy management. Just as athletes require time to recover from physical exertion, the mind also needs moments of respite to recharge. Incorporating periods of reflection, meditation, or even simple downtime into the routine ensures that mental reserves are replenished. This balance between effort and recovery helps maintain optimal mental functioning, allowing individuals to remain resilient in the face of adversity. From instinct to intention. The transition from instinctive reactions to intentional responses is a hallmark of mental resilience. In high-pressure scenarios, it is common for individuals to operate on autopilot, relying on ingrained habits and reflexes. While instinct can serve as a survival mechanism, it often leads to knee-jerk reactions that may not align with long-term goals or values. Embracing a mindset of intention encourages a conscious choice in how to respond to stressors. This shift involves cultivating self-awareness and the ability to pause before reacting. In moments of pressure, individuals can benefit from taking a breath, assessing the situation, and considering various responses. This deliberate approach enables clearer thinking and a more rational assessment of challenges. By practicing this intentional mindset, individuals become better equipped to navigate high-stakes situations with poise and purpose. Furthermore, Cultivating intentionality also means aligning actions with core values and aspirations. This alignment ensures that decisions made under pressure reflect a deeper understanding of personal goals, rather than being driven solely by immediate emotional responses. When actions are rooted in intention, individuals can maintain focus and clarity even amidst chaos. This conscious approach not only enhances mental resilience, but also reinforces a sense of control over one's circumstances, empowering individuals to conquer challenges with confidence and strength. Chapter 3: The Influence of Environment on Mental Stamina. Invisible Influences. The environments we inhabit shape our mental strength in profound ways, often without our conscious awareness. Our surroundings, whether physical, social, or emotional, act as subtle forces that either bolster or weaken our psychological resilience. Every day we absorb information and cues from the world around us, and these invisible influences shape our attitudes, beliefs, and responses to adversity. The people we interact with, the conversations we engage in, and even the physical spaces we occupy can silently sway our mental outlook, either reinforcing our fortitude or gradually eroding it. When surrounded by negativity, doubt, or constant distractions, we can become more susceptible to stress, fatigue, and discouragement. In contrast, environments filled with positivity, support, and calm can serve as sanctuaries for mental stamina, nurturing our capacity to withstand life's inevitable pressures. The key is to recognize the impact of these unseen influences, to become conscious of how our environments contribute to our mental strength, and to make deliberate changes that foster resilience. Mental stamina thrives in spaces that encourage growth, reflection, and focus, spaces that quietly empower us to meet challenges head-on. At times, the influence of environment can be so subtle that we only notice its effects when we find ourselves drained or overwhelmed. The continuous hum of information, social comparison, and external pressures can chip away at our inner resolve if left unchecked. By cultivating an awareness of these invisible forces, we can take control of our surroundings and shape them to be allies in the journey of mental fortitude. It is through this lens that we understand how critical it is to be intentional about the environments we allow ourselves to inhabit. Purposeful conditioning. Our environments should not be left to chance. They must be purposefully curated to serve as tools in the development of mental resilience. This idea of purposeful conditioning involves designing environments that challenge us just enough to foster growth without overwhelming us. It's about creating spaces that not only support but also encourage the development of mental toughness. When we consciously structure our surroundings, whether it be our workspace, home, or social circle, we are conditioning our minds to be resilient against life's inevitable challenges. An environment that supports mental resilience is one that reduces unnecessary stressors and distractions, allowing us to conserve energy for more meaningful battles. Purposeful conditioning might involve surrounding ourselves with people who inspire and challenge us in constructive ways, while distancing ourselves from those who drain our mental resources. It might mean organizing physical spaces to encourage clarity and focus, minimizing clutter, and optimizing settings for deep work and mental recovery. It's not just about removing negative influences, but also about introducing positive elements that strengthen our resolve. A well-placed quote, a structured daily routine, or time spent in nature can provide the necessary psychological conditioning. This also extends to the habits and routines we develop in these environments. By engaging in small, purposeful actions within these spaces, we reinforce the idea that resilience is built over time through consistency. For instance, setting aside time each day to practice mindfulness, journaling, or engaging in physical exercise helps to anchor us in an environment designed for mental strength. Every action we take in these curated spaces serves as a building block for our inner resolve, crafting a mental state that can endure both the expected and unexpected challenges of life. Micro-adversities. Just as physical endurance is developed through gradual and consistent training, mental resilience is built by encountering and overcoming small, manageable challenges. What can be thought of as micro-adversities? These micro-adversities, often overlooked, are invaluable tools for training the mind to face larger battles with confidence and composure. By willingly exposing ourselves to minor difficulties in a controlled manner, we prepare ourselves to handle greater stressors with poise. A simple example might be taking on a task that is slightly outside of our comfort zone, whether it's learning a new skill, engaging in difficult conversations, or managing short bursts of discomfort. These challenges, though small, provide an opportunity for the mind to adapt and grow. The more frequently we engage in such micro-adversities, the more robust our mental stamina becomes. It's not about seeking out hardship for its own sake, but about conditioning the mind to remain calm and resilient under pressure. This principle mirrors the way athletes train their bodies by progressively increasing the difficulty of their workouts, allowing their muscles to grow stronger with each incremental challenge. In the same way, by exposing ourselves to a steady stream of small adversities, we train our minds to respond to greater challenges with less fear and hesitation. Each minor victory builds momentum, instilling a sense of confidence that carries over into larger, more complex situations. Over time, these small wins accumulate, creating a mental foundation that is unshakable even in the face of life's greatest trials. Embracing micro-adversities allows us to transform the mundane difficulties of everyday life into training grounds for mental toughness. A delayed commute, an unexpected obstacle at work, or even the frustration of learning something new. Each of these experiences becomes an opportunity to sharpen our mental resilience. By viewing these small challenges as opportunities to strengthen our resolve, we develop the ability to maintain composure in the face of bigger, more consequential adversities. In this way, micro-adversities serve as the stepping stones to unbreakable mental stamina. Chapter 4. The Science of Controlled Discomfort. Voluntary Resistance. The act of stepping into discomfort voluntarily is one of the most powerful ways to build mental endurance. Choosing to embrace challenges, rather than shying away from them, creates a psychological shift that fundamentally strengthens the mind. When discomfort is sought out intentionally, it becomes less intimidating. It no longer represents something to be feared, but rather an arena for growth. In many ways, resistance, whether physical, emotional, or intellectual, sharpens the faculties required to overcome adversity. By subjecting ourselves to discomfort on our own terms, we build the capacity to endure the unpredictable difficulties that life throws our way. This voluntary resistance can take many forms, from enduring physical hardships like strenuous exercise, to tackling intellectual challenges that stretch our cognitive limits, to addressing personal fears or anxieties. What all these experiences have in common is their ability to force us out of our comfort zones and into a space where true mental growth occurs. When we consistently push beyond what feels easy or safe, we develop an inner resilience that enables us to thrive in more challenging circumstances. Each instance of voluntary discomfort teaches the mind to stay calm and composed, even when faced with difficult situations. It's about training the mind to lean into resistance rather than retreat from it. The key to effective voluntary resistance lies in balance. Overwhelm can cause burnout, while too little discomfort leaves us stagnant. The right amount of challenge approached willingly becomes a catalyst for profound mental endurance. Over time, this practice creates a mental framework where resistance is no longer something to avoid, but rather an opportunity to test and refine one's strength. The result is a fortified mind, capable of withstanding greater challenges without faltering. Pain as a tool. Pain, whether physical, emotional, or mental, often carries a negative connotation. It is something we instinctively want to avoid. However, those who harness pain as a tool discover a profound source of power within themselves. Pain, when used strategically, becomes an essential component of mental fortitude. It forces us to confront our vulnerabilities and discover our true capacity for resilience. Instead of allowing pain to break us, we can learn to transmute it into a force that propels us forward. Physical pain, for example, in the context of athletic training, is often a necessary aspect of pushing the body to new heights. Muscles are torn and rebuilt, endurance is tested, and limits are expanded through controlled exposure to discomfort. The same principle applies to emotional and mental pain. Each difficult experience we endure sharpens our ability to face future hardships with greater composure. Pain teaches us patience, persistence, and perspective, if we are willing to learn from it rather than flee from it. It's crucial to recognize that pain is not the enemy. It's a signal, a messenger that something within us is being tested, stretched, or challenged. By reframing pain as an inevitable part of growth, we can develop a more harmonious relationship with it. This is not to romanticize suffering, but to understand that pain, when viewed correctly, becomes a tool that builds mental strength. By embracing discomfort in controlled environments, we equip ourselves to handle unexpected adversity with grace. Each experience of pain, no matter how small, conditions the mind to resist defeat and cultivate a stronger, more resilient mindset. Strategic stress. Strategic exposure to stressors is a scientific way to rewire the brain for resilience. When approached with intentionality, stress becomes a mechanism for growth rather than something to be avoided. The concept of strategic stress is rooted in the idea that small, manageable doses of stress can have a strengthening effect on both the mind and body. Just as physical muscles grow stronger when subjected to controlled stress through exercise, the mind becomes more resilient when exposed to stress in a deliberate and controlled manner. This principle can be observed in various aspects of life. For example, in professional settings, taking on challenging projects or leadership roles that push beyond one's comfort zone can lead to immense personal and intellectual growth. In social or personal contexts, confronting fears, whether it's public speaking, addressing conflict, or navigating difficult conversations, builds emotional resilience. Each time we expose ourselves to these stresses, we recalibrate our mental and emotional thresholds, making future challenges easier to manage. Neuroscientific research supports the idea that controlled stress exposure can positively alter brain function. When we repeatedly engage with stressors, our brain's response systems adapt, becoming more efficient at managing the pressure. The key is not to overwhelm the system, but to introduce stress in small, manageable increments that the mind can learn to handle. This process is similar to the concept of progressive overload in physical training, where the body is gradually exposed to increasing resistance to build strength. By incorporating strategic stress into daily life, we continuously train the mind to operate in high-pressure environments without breaking. The more we expose ourselves to stress in a measured, controlled way, the less reactive and more composed we become when unexpected challenges arise. This rewiring of the brain not only improves mental endurance, but also fosters a sense of mastery over our own responses to stress, allowing us to navigate life's obstacles with greater confidence and control. Chapter 5. The Mental Athlete's Toolkit, Mental Rehearsal. One of the most powerful tools in the mental athlete's arsenal is the practice of mental rehearsal. This technique, used by top performers across various disciplines, involves visualizing success in vivid detail before it happens. Whether it's a professional athlete preparing for a critical competition, an entrepreneur gearing up for a high-stakes meeting, or an artist about to perform, mental rehearsal helps condition the mind to navigate intense scenarios with precision and calm. In mental rehearsal, the mind creates a detailed simulation of future success, engaging the same neural pathways that are activated during the actual event. This allows the brain to become familiar with the process of succeeding long before it physically occurs. The athlete rehearses every movement, every decision, every moment of the performance. Likewise, the professional visualizes every interaction, every outcome, every step toward their goal. The brain, incapable of distinguishing between a vividly imagined experience and reality, begins to prepare itself as though the success has already been achieved. This creates a profound sense of confidence and certainty, reducing anxiety and enhancing performance when the real moment arrives. The key to effective mental rehearsal lies in the level of detail involved. It's not enough to simply imagine success in abstract terms. The process must be rich in sensory detail, replicating the sights, sounds, feelings, and even challenges that one may encounter. By rehearsing success under these conditions, the mind becomes acclimated to both the pressures and triumphs of real-world challenges. This approach transforms fear and uncertainty into a sense of familiarity and readiness. The mental athlete is no longer entering uncharted territory. They have been here before in their mind, and they are prepared to perform with excellence. Precision goals. In the pursuit of mental fortitude, setting precise and measurable goals is essential. Goals that are vague or overly broad can scatter mental energy, leaving one unfocused and prone to distraction. On the other hand, precision goals act like a laser, directing mental energy toward a singular, well-defined target. This focus allows for the maximum use of resources, both cognitive and emotional, leading to more efficient progress. A precise goal has several important characteristics. It is clear, specific, and time-bound. It not only outlines what needs to be achieved, but also clarifies how it will be done and when. For instance, a general goal, like I want to improve my performance at work, is far less powerful than I will increase my sales by 20% in the next quarter by improving my negotiation skills and targeting higher-value clients. The latter goal provides a clear direction and sets the stage for measurable success. Precision goals also serve as a guiding light when obstacles arise. When adversity strikes or distractions emerge, a well-crafted goal reminds the mind of its destination. It helps to cut through the noise and maintain focus, even when the journey becomes difficult. The mental athlete, armed with these laser-focused targets, knows exactly where to channel their mental energy. The result is a heightened level of clarity and motivation, where every action serves a defined purpose. The mind becomes a finely tuned instrument capable of cutting through challenges with precision and determination. Resilient rituals. Daily habits play a critical role in shaping mental toughness. The mental athlete understands that mental resilience is not built overnight, but rather through the consistent practice of rituals that strengthen the mind's capacity to endure and excel. These rituals, often small in isolation, accumulate over time to form the bedrock of a resilient mindset. They serve as anchors that keep one grounded during turbulence and propel one forward during times of opportunity. Resilient rituals can take many forms, from morning routines that set the tone for the day to moments of reflection that foster self-awareness and growth. The key is consistency. Rituals, when performed regularly, create a sense of stability and control. They remind the mind that regardless of external circumstances, there are certain elements of the day that remain within one's control. This sense of control, even over small actions, contributes to a broader sense of mental empowerment. For some, resilient rituals may involve physical exercise, a daily commitment to pushing the body's limits as a way of reinforcing mental strength. For others, it may be a meditation practice that clears the mind and fosters inner peace amidst the chaos of life. Regardless of the specific activity, the ritual itself serves as a reminder of one's commitment to personal growth and mental toughness. Each day that the ritual is completed, the mind receives a powerful message. I am capable. I am disciplined. I am in control of my mental state. Over time, these rituals become more than just habits. They become a part of one's identity. They shape the way the mind responds to challenges, fortifying the individual against setbacks and reinforcing a mindset of resilience. For the mental athlete, these rituals are sacred practices that protect mental stamina and ensure that no matter what the day may bring, they are prepared to face it with strength and resolve. Chapter 6. Pushing Through the Wall. The Threshold Moment. There comes a time in every significant effort, whether it's a personal goal, professional challenge, or even a physical task, when the mind screams for you to stop. This is the threshold moment, a psychological barrier where the discomfort becomes so intense that many choose to retreat. This moment feels like the end of your capacity, when every fiber of your being urges you to quit. But it is precisely at this point where the greatest breakthroughs are made. The truth is, the threshold moment is not a sign that you've reached your limit. It's an invitation to discover how much further you can actually go. The threshold isn't purely physical, it's deeply mental. Most people live within self-imposed limitations, believing that once they've hit this barrier, the only option is to stop. However, those who possess mental fortitude recognize that this wall is only temporary. Pushing through it unlocks new levels of strength and resilience that would otherwise remain hidden. The wall tests your willpower, your endurance, and most of all, your belief in yourself. The greatest achievers have all encountered this threshold, yet they pressed forward, refusing to be defined by where the struggle begins. This isn't a matter of blind perseverance, but rather of understanding that discomfort is the gateway to growth. The threshold moment is where transformation happens. It is in those moments of doubt and difficulty that the real progress is made. By pushing through the wall, you step into a space where you begin to see possibilities beyond your former limits, and in doing so, you expand your capacity for future challenges. Psychological flexibility. At the core of breaking through these barriers is the ability to cultivate psychological flexibility. It's the mental agility that allows you to adapt and remain resilient in situations that are unpredictable or chaotic. The world is constantly changing, throwing unexpected challenges in your path. And those who remain rigid in their mindset are often the ones who are most easily defeated. Psychological flexibility trains the mind to bend without breaking, to shift perspectives when necessary, and to find solutions in the face of adversity. This mental agility is not just about bouncing back from setbacks, but about the ability to thrive in dynamic environments. It is about recognizing when old strategies no longer serve you and being willing to evolve in order to overcome new obstacles. Flexibility of mind means understanding that obstacles are not permanent and that even the most difficult challenges can be reshaped or reframed to reveal new pathways forward. Developing this mental flexibility is crucial for long-term success because it enables you to flow with life's challenges rather than be toppled by them. It's the ability to remain calm amidst the storm, knowing that every setback offers an opportunity to adjust, learn, and come back stronger. The strongest minds are not those that resist change, but those that can pivot quickly, see from new angles, and keep moving forward with confidence and clarity. Rewriting your limits. Most of the limits that people live by are self-imposed. These are mental boundaries constructed by fear, doubt, and past experiences that shape what you believe is possible. The problem is that these mental limits are rarely reflective of your true potential. They are simply what you've accepted as your ceiling. The mind is powerful, but it can also be a prison when you allow limiting beliefs to dictate your actions. To develop true mental fortitude, you must constantly challenge the limits you've accepted and rewrite what's possible for yourself. Rewriting your limits doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means understanding that the mind's capacity is far greater than we often give it credit for. What once seemed impossible becomes achievable when you refuse to accept constraints and begin to question the stories you've told yourself about your abilities. Every time you push against a boundary, whether in your career, your personal life, or even your physical endurance, you expand your mental horizon. The more you challenge your limits, the more you discover just how far you can go. This process requires a deliberate shift in mindset. It involves training yourself to view limitations not as the end of the road, but as temporary markers that can be moved with effort and persistence. It's about recognizing that many of the barriers you face are mental constructs that can be deconstructed through practice, persistence, and belief. Each time you push beyond what you thought you could handle, you create new possibilities for yourself and redefine what you are capable of achieving. The key is to continually stretch your mind's boundaries by stepping into discomfort and doing things that challenge your perception of what's possible. In doing so, you build a mindset that sees limits not as fixed, but as malleable, always capable of being extended. Every great accomplishment begins with the decision to refuse the limits others place on you, or the ones you place on yourself. True mental fortitude is found in this constant process of breaking down walls, expanding your reach, and stepping into a version of yourself that you never thought possible. Chapter 7. The Warrior Mindset in Everyday Life. Life as a series of battles. Every day presents its own set of challenges, no matter how routine or insignificant they may seem. Life is not just defined by grand moments of triumph or failure, but by the countless small battles that occur each day. The warrior mindset isn't reserved for combat or high-stakes situations. It applies just as much to the ordinary struggles we face. The moments when patience is tested, when frustration creeps in, when disappointment or fatigue threatens to derail progress. Adopting the mentality of a warrior means treating every moment as an opportunity to sharpen your resilience, discipline, and mental fortitude. It is the small, often unnoticed moments that, when compounded over time, shape the strength of your character. How you react to everyday stressors, whether it's an unexpected obstacle at work, a disagreement with a loved one, or even just the frustration of being stuck in traffic, determines how well prepared you'll be for the larger challenges in life. A warrior doesn't crumble under pressure, but instead views each struggle as a chance to refine their mindset, to remain steady in the face of discomfort. This approach allows you to see the mundane as a training ground, a space where inner strength is continually developed. Every battle, no matter how small, becomes a proving ground for your mindset. Whether it's a minor inconvenience or a significant life event, the warrior knows that each struggle carries with it the possibility for growth. By approaching life with the mindset that each day is a series of battles to be faced with courage and resolve, you create a mindset that remains unshaken by the trials of life. This disciplined approach allows you to approach each situation not with fear, but with readiness, knowing that even the smallest victories strengthen the warrior within. Resilience in relationships. One of the most challenging arenas for mental strength is in personal relationships. The emotional highs and lows that come with human connections require just as much fortitude as any external obstacle. Whether it's navigating conflict, enduring periods of distance, or managing misunderstandings, relationships can test your patience, your empathy, and your ability to remain composed under emotional pressure. The warrior mindset in relationships means maintaining emotional control while staying open and compassionate, even when emotions run high. Emotional resilience is key to sustaining meaningful relationships over time. It allows you to weather the storms of miscommunication and disappointment without letting them erode the connection. Resilience doesn't mean detachment or avoidance. It means being fully present in relationships, yet strong enough to withstand the inevitable emotional turbulence. It's about developing the mental strength to listen, to remain calm during heated moments, and to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. The warrior knows that true strength in relationships comes not from domination or control, but from a steady heart and mind that can endure the rough patches without becoming hardened. In every interaction, there's an opportunity to exercise this form of mental resilience. Whether you're comforting someone in pain or confronting a difficult truth with a loved one, the ability to stay grounded is a testament to the warrior mindset. Emotional strength isn't about suppressing feelings, but about managing them in a way that fosters connection and growth. Building resilience in relationships requires cultivating patience, learning to communicate effectively, and being willing to remain vulnerable while maintaining your own inner stability. Adversity as fuel. Adversity is an unavoidable part of life, but it is also one of the most powerful catalysts for growth. The warrior mindset sees adversity not as a roadblock, but as fuel, something that, when faced head-on, becomes a source of strength. Every setback, failure, or hardship contains within it the seeds of personal transformation. The key is learning how to extract those lessons and use them to propel yourself forward. Instead of allowing adversity to create bitterness or resentment, the warrior finds ways to use it to their advantage, turning challenges into stepping stones for future success. When adversity strikes, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or defeated. But those who cultivate a warrior's mindset know that it's precisely in these moments that they are being refined and strengthened. Whether it's a professional failure, a health setback, or a personal loss, these experiences teach valuable lessons about resilience, perseverance, and inner strength. The more you face adversity, the more you learn about your capacity to endure and grow beyond it. Over time, you begin to develop a sense of invincibility, not because challenges no longer affect you, but because you've learned that you can survive them and come out stronger. Adversity reveals character. It strips away pretenses and exposes who you truly are in moments of struggle. The warrior mindset embraces this exposure, knowing that each challenge is an opportunity to test the limits of mental and emotional endurance. By using adversity as fuel, you not only overcome obstacles, but transform them into opportunities for growth in all areas of life. Setbacks become moments of learning, and difficulties become the forge in which mental strength is tempered. Through this process, the warrior builds a mindset that thrives on challenge, continuously turning adversity into momentum for personal growth. Chapter 8. The Future Unshaken. Long-Term Fortitude. Sustaining mental strength isn't a fleeting achievement, but a lifelong pursuit. Moments of crisis are where mental resilience is tested, but true fortitude is built over the long haul, forged in the everyday grind of life. The key to long-term mental strength lies in consistency. Small, seemingly insignificant habits repeated over time that gradually solidify a foundation of endurance. While crises might serve as intense trials of this strength, the quiet, ongoing discipline of daily life is where fortitude truly thrives. Mental strength is a living, breathing entity that needs nurturing, adaptation, and constant attention. It grows from the steady rhythm of pushing through life's regular pressures and knowing that every day is an opportunity to become stronger, no matter the external circumstances. To sustain this kind of strength, it's crucial to develop a flexible and adaptable mindset that can evolve as life changes. The challenges you face today are not the same ones you'll face in 5 or 10 years. Therefore, mental toughness isn't just about hardening yourself against obstacles, but about learning how to navigate through them with wisdom, patience, and adaptability. This kind of fortitude means being prepared for the long journey, recognizing that life will continuously test your resilience in different ways. Whether through personal trials, professional challenges, or even societal shifts, the ability to stay mentally sharp and unshaken across decades requires a deep internal reservoir of strength, one that is cultivated and replenished through intentional action. Maintaining long-term fortitude is also about maintaining a sense of purpose that transcends immediate goals. When your vision stretches beyond short-term gratification and you are driven by a deeper, lasting mission, it becomes easier to endure and overcome setbacks along the way. Purpose acts as an anchor in turbulent waters, grounding you when external circumstances try to pull you off course. This unwavering sense of direction helps to preserve your mental resilience even during prolonged struggles. Purposeful living sustains mental strength, making it more than just a tool for survival in the face of adversity. It becomes a compass for long-term personal growth. Evolving with challenge. As you progress through life, the nature of the challenges you face will change. The difficulties of youth are not the same as those faced in later years. This means that mental toughness must be dynamic, constantly evolving to meet new demands. Developing a rigid mindset may serve you in a particular phase, but long-term fortitude requires adaptability. Mental resilience is not about holding firm against every blow. It's about understanding when to be flexible, when to shift strategies, and when to let go of outdated mental frameworks that no longer serve your growth. By embracing change and seeing challenges as opportunities for continuous improvement, you can evolve in a way that strengthens you for the road ahead. Each stage of life introduces unique tests, and your ability to upgrade your mental toughness in response to these tests will determine how resilient you become. For instance, the patience and self-control required in professional environments may differ from the mental agility necessary to navigate personal loss or uncertainty. But in each case, the principle remains the same: adapt, learn, and grow. By adopting a mindset of continuous improvement, you not only prepare yourself for future obstacles, but also ensure that you are constantly sharpening the tools you'll need to conquer whatever comes your way. This kind of growth mindset ensures that challenges aren't seen as threats, but as stepping stones to greater resilience. With each new obstacle, your capacity for mental strength expands. Rather than becoming complacent or comfortable with past victories, you remain vigilant, knowing that the work of fortifying your mind is never done. Your ability to evolve with the challenges that life throws at you ensures that you're always equipped to handle the next level of difficulty, transforming adversity into a powerful catalyst for ongoing growth. The legacy of strength. Mental fortitude doesn't end with you. It creates a ripple effect that can impact generations to come. By cultivating mental resilience in yourself, you not only benefit your own life, but also create a blueprint for others to follow. The strength you exhibit in the face of adversity, the way you handle stress, and the resilience you demonstrate in moments of hardship serve as lessons for those who observe you. Whether it's your children, your colleagues, or your community, your mental toughness leaves a lasting impression on the people around you. The mindset of mental resilience can be passed down like a precious heirloom, equipping future generations with the tools they need to face their own challenges. The way you approach life's difficulties teaches others that strength isn't something you're born with. It's something you build day by day. When you model perseverance, discipline, and an unshakable mindset, you empower others to develop those qualities within themselves. The legacy you leave is not just one of personal achievement, but of a mental framework that encourages resilience, adaptability, and long-term fortitude in others. Furthermore, by sharing your own experiences and insights, you contribute to a culture of mental toughness that helps others find strength within themselves. Whether through mentorship, storytelling, or simply leading by example, your fortitude has the potential to inspire a wave of resilience in others. In this way, mental toughness becomes not just a personal asset, but a communal strength, one that can fortify families, organizations, and entire communities. Your own journey of resilience becomes a seed planted in the minds of others, helping them grow their own unshakable mindset as they face the future's inevitable challenges. This legacy of strength ensures that mental toughness is not just a personal achievement, but a gift that multiplies across generations. It solidifies the understanding that true resilience isn't a solitary trait, but one that can be nurtured and shared, creating a world where mental fortitude becomes a collective force for enduring success and transformation. Conclusion: a mind unstoppable, a continuous path. Mental fortitude is a journey without a final destination. It is not something that is achieved in a moment of triumph or adversity, but a constant evolution, a way of being that grows with every experience life throws at you. The path of mental resilience is ever unfolding, like a road that stretches endlessly beyond the horizon. With each challenge faced, each setback endured, and each victory celebrated, mental toughness is sculpted and refined. The mind, like a muscle, requires consistent training and development over the span of a lifetime. It is through the practice of resilience, day in and day out, that the mind becomes unstoppable. Every moment in life provides an opportunity to strengthen mental resolve, whether through small everyday challenges or the larger, more formidable obstacles. This process is ongoing, and it never stops because life itself never stops changing. The unpredictability of life ensures that new tests will always arise, and with each one comes the opportunity to further expand your mental strength. The mind that continues to adapt, grow, and evolve through these moments of uncertainty is a mind that becomes increasingly resilient, unshakable in the face of future storms. The journey of fortitude is not about reaching a point where challenges no longer affect you, but about developing the ability to face them with a sense of calm, focus, and confidence. It is about understanding that the path itself, with all its twists, turns, and detours, is the greatest teacher of all. By embracing the long road ahead, you acknowledge that there will always be new lessons to learn and new strengths to discover within yourself. Mental toughness is not a prize to be won, but a lifelong commitment to growth, no matter how difficult the journey becomes. The theories and principles discussed in this book are only as valuable as their application in the real world. To develop an unstoppable mind, it is essential to test these concepts through direct experience, facing the challenges that lie before you with a renewed mindset. The power of mental resilience comes not from abstract understanding, but from action. Each principle, each idea, each lesson, these must be lived, not simply learned. It is in the crucible of real-life adversity that mental fortitude is forged. No amount of reading or reflection can substitute the growth that comes from stepping into the fray and actively testing your limits. Every struggle, no matter how small, is an opportunity to apply the principles of mental toughness. Whether you're navigating personal challenges, professional setbacks, or internal battles, the mind grows stronger with every instance of perseverance. The practice of resilience begins today, in the small decisions you make, in the way you approach difficulties, and in how you choose to face discomfort. When the pressure builds, and when life's obstacles appear, it is time to act. Instead of shrinking away from difficulty, you must lean into it, using the principles outlined in these pages as your guide. Mental fortitude is not a passive trait. It requires conscious effort and deliberate choices. By actively testing your mental strength in daily situations, you build a foundation of resilience that will carry you through life's greater challenges. The call to action is simple. Apply what you have learned, test your resolve, and push beyond the boundaries of what you once thought possible. In doing so, you will find that mental toughness is not an abstract concept, but a living, breathing force that grows stronger with each battle you face. Strength in every challenge. Life's difficulties, far from being mere burdens, are the ultimate sources of strength. They are not obstacles standing in your way. but stepping stones that can elevate you to new heights of personal growth. Each hardship carries within it the seeds of resilience, the potential to unlock new depths of mental power that were previously untapped. It is in these moments of struggle, when you are tested to your core, that true strength is revealed. When you learn to embrace adversity as an essential part of the journey, you unlock the hidden power within every challenge. The trials you face are not meant to defeat you. They are designed to shape you into a stronger, more resilient individual. In every hardship lies the opportunity to grow, to develop new skills, and to fortify your mind against future struggles. The obstacles that once seemed insurmountable become manageable as your mental toughness expands. Instead of viewing difficulties as setbacks, they become opportunities for transformation. By embracing life's challenges, you transform them into powerful tools for building mental fortitude, allowing you to thrive in the face of adversity. The unstoppable mind does not fear struggle, nor does it shy away from pain. It understands that through every challenge, strength is being built. This mindset shifts your perception, allowing you to view even the most difficult circumstances as moments of opportunity. With each battle fought, with each hardship overcome, the mind becomes more resilient, more capable of handling the next challenge. In this way, life's difficulties, rather than breaking you, become the very source of your strength, fueling your continued growth and evolution.